What's up, locker room? I got a trick question for you guys today. Let's see if we could kind of put two and two together. What does Enthroners new quarterback Brock Domann and Detroit Lions quarterback Jared Goff have in common?
We doing everything they talk about. You know I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and gotta toss them.
What's going on, locker room? What's up, Enthroner fans? This one's for you guys today. This one's for you guys. I'm bringing in your quarterback to come in, talk some ball a little bit, get a chance to know him a little bit. I know he played overseas. He's coming into the ELF. He has some big-time college experience. But yeah, just wanted to chop it up with him and have him onto the podcast. So without further ado, I'm bringing in Brock Domann to the party. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Thanks for having me. Man, just a couple days away from heading over there, so just the excitement's building and
Yeah.
doing the last little things I need to do before I head over.
Absolutely. Now, real quick, for those who don't know, Brock is based in Colorado this time of year. So, what's it like going over there? What's it like in Colorado right now? Are you going to Colorado's pro day? Are you skiing? Like, what's going on in Colorado right now?
I have skied a couple times. I haven't recently just because you know, there's risk to that as well. So it was more so
Yeah.
I skied before I signed with the Enthroners. Um, but yeah, enjoying the mountains. I tell you what, training up here is difficult. We're 6,500 feet in the air. So I was actually with my trainer this morning and we were doing some cardio and I was just like, I can't wait to get over there to be able to
Yeah.
just run easily.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, just been training, been spending a lot of time with family, and also I do quarterback coaching in the off seasons. So I've been doing a lot of that.
Absolutely, absolutely. And speaking of a quarterback in the position you play, let's take it back a couple of years. Tell me about how your experience at the Ville, as we say, but to be more streamlined, University of Louisville. Tell me about your experience there and how it forecasted or at least prepared you for whatever that was going to be, either life after football or playing overseas.
So it is called the Ville, but I need to say
Hey,
something. I need to say something first. You said Louisville. Okay, people are gonna
uh
get
oh.
on you. It's Louisville.
Ah, Louisville.
There
You
you
can
go.
tell I'm from the East
Louisville,
Coast.
right? Oh man, the Ville. That was such a great time of my life.
Home of
It
Jack
prepared
Harlow, by
it,
the way.
it prepared it prepared me a lot. My last year we had the Brahms and both of them played in the UFL, CFL, and NFL as quarterbacks. And their two brothers, one's the offensive coordinator, one's the head
Yeah,
coach. And they came from Purdue, which Purdue doesn't get, the best talented guys. So they were very schematic and they took NFL playbooks that they played under. So I played under an NFL playbook for a year in college. And before that, I was with Satterfield era, and they were huge on RPOs and just getting athletes in space. And so I got a mixture of like a very college playbook and also a very NFL schematic playbook. And so I think I've gotten a lot of flavors, and that's prepared me a lot. Um, I went to five different colleges, and obviously the last one being the Ville. So I had to work my way up. I didn't just start out as a Division I quarterback. I started out in JUCO, went to the D1 level, had to bounce back to JUCO, and then made it to the Power Four level. So yeah, it was also a really really hard time. A lot of adversity, a lot of
yeah,
perseverance, but it made me who I am today, and that's why I feel like I'm so equipped to go over to Europe. Is it's like there's no adversity I haven't faced, and with that being said, going into this season, there's gonna be a lot of adversity, and that's what I love about ball is it's all about embracing the unknown, embracing the adversity that comes with every season, and have a lot of fun.
absolutely. And speaking of your coach, real quick, I remember because I'm from Jersey, live on the East Coast, more on the southeast side now, but I'm from Jersey. I remember Rutgers playing against Brown back in the Big East when they used to have those battles That could be a topic for another day, but shout out to your coach there. So you had a hell of an experience at Louisville, all right? Shout
Hmm.
out to the Ville. And now you go overseas. And your first year overseas, you go in, if it wasn't for the ELF, the GFL would be the top league in Europe. That's not to take anything away. The GFL is still very, very, very good football. And you go to one of the most established teams in the Dresden Monarchs. Talk to me a little bit about what you learned about your first year in Europe, which obviously led to you returning to play back overseas or continuing your career playing football.
Yeah. So first of all, it was really hard to come from the Power Four conferences and then go over there and not think that there's a gap. And in my preseason game with the Monarchs, I was humbled the very first drive. So they had quarters coverage,
Yeah,
okay, and they dropped both safeties down for the run fit, and then they brought their nickel Sam back for a deep third, and I almost got picked off throwing a deep post. Okay,
yeah.
the guy dropped it luckily, and I remember this is the first drive of the preseason game in Germany, and I'm going to the sideline like, oh shit, like this
Yeah,
is
they just
this,
rolled the
this is some
coverage on me.
ball
What the
now.
hell
Like
is
I
this?
thought I thought this shit was sweet. Definitely is not. So, yeah, it was really great football, and it was really encouraging to see how much the game has taken off overseas, and that's why I came back for another year. I love competing at a high level. I love playing against the best dudes, and yeah, so I learned a lot. There was also a lot of free time where I got to go travel and also just like work on my craft. And I think that's what's really unique about professional sports is in college, they kind of hold your hand and you're there at the facility all day, every day, where professionally they just expect you to show up and be prepared. And you got to do that on your own. And I really enjoy that because then I get to create my own unique workout plans and my own unique things personally that I do, in my room behind closed doors that makes me who I am. So I learned a lot about myself, and I'd say the biggest thing was just how big of a culture shock it was, and I really feel like I learned that how I thought people lived life was just how I was raised, and so I feel like my bubble was burst, and I got to see a lot more and experience a lot more different types of people and how they live, and it was honestly so beneficial to my development as a human, and I really care about that, so I'm excited for the furtherment of that in year two.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anybody who goes overseas and gets that opportunity, gets that experiences, you have to go into it being open minded because you're gonna learn a lot and you're gonna learn a lot on the fly too. So definitely from someone who's played overseas, shout out to the Kalanda Broncos, definitely can relate to you there. Um, we're in the ELF now, fifth
Yep.
season. This is the league, of Europe. I think I'm not breaking any news when I say that. And you sign with the Enthroners or the Fehervar Enthroners in Hungary. So I guess my question for you is, what attracted you to the Enthroners, and for what you can reveal in your conversations with Coach Ridgely, what's his vision of how this team is going to look, or what's his vision of what he wants this offense to be heading into this season of the ELF?
Yeah, so what attracted me to the Enthroner was Mark himself, Coach Wrigley. Um, he recruited me hard, and what I really enjoyed about him was I was very open minded about exploring different leagues, and he wasn't trying to, hold me back. He was truly wanting the very best for me and willing to allow me to weigh out options. And I thought that was so huge because a lot of times when you want someone, you try to cling to it, and he was very like hands off, and he's a huge faith-based man, and rooted in his belief in God, and that is a huge thing for me as well. And so we had a lot of really great conversations about that, and how he like orchestrated his whole coaching staff was around that. And so I thought that was really huge. And for me, I think seeing the offensive coordinator he brought in, seeing what type of character he is and how he has an NFL coaching background, and also just seeing the different imports he brought in. Like I have a 6'4" American receiver.
The words are, young man, you got Moss fruit.
Number 2.
I'm super excited, man. I think it's such a cool opportunity to go into a place and help shift the tide. You know, last year is last year, and this year is a brand new season, and it's whoever shows up any given Saturday. So I'm just really excited to be part of that new culture. You know, I think it would have been different if I was coming in with a coaching staff was there for 5 or 6 years. Like this is a brand new head coach, brand new OC, brand new quarterback, right? So I really enjoyed that as part of the newness and part of the desiring to shift the culture.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, you talk about your athletic 6'4" receiver, Rashard Still, someone you could definitely lean on because he's played for the Enthroners before joining the ELF. So he's aware of like the team, the culture, that city. And that's important to, have someone that at least has had that experience, if not with the same team, but just being overseas as well, too. So that's definitely, big there.
Yeah, seeing his production in the Mexico League.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying it right now. If y'all ain't double teaming him, he's getting the ball. So
the crazy thing is that he might be the most athletic receiver that no one's talking about. People forget, like, not only professional football, professional basketball player overseas
right.
as well too. So the guy is definitely going to be, getting to display, his talents, so to say. So the Enthroners, listen, there's no sugarcoating it. 2-10 last season. Even with that being said, they did make strides compared to their first year in the ELFs. That was at least encouraging. It didn't result in wins, but the team, fought, competed, and they at least made strides. Looking at the team is built, I'm expecting more strides this year as well too. Especially how your defense is built, your front seven is pretty stout. Full transparency. Curious to see what other weapons are going to be. With Rashad or whoever comes to play with it, that's in the run game, the tight end or receivers. But that's the beauty of this league is that stars are created, with opportunity as well too. So my question to you is, as a quarterback, what traits are needed for not just you, but for any quarterback to come in and help change a culture, grow and develop homegrowns? Because in this league, in most leagues as well, but particularly in this league, you're only as good as your homegrowns. So what role does the American quarterback or the American imports or the imports in general play with developing those homegrowns? One, and then, my second question is, how do you guys go about getting better each day?
Yeah, great question. So first and foremost, I might have an attractive background coming from Louisville, but for me, I wasn't recruited out of high school. I was a 0-star, went JUCO. So I have this understanding that I don't have this ego of like, oh, I'm this big time American quarterback. Like at the end of the day, no one gives a shit. Like to be able to come in and change a culture, I have to humble myself, right? And understand that I'm on the same field as everyone else. So they're just as good as me and I'm just as good as them because we're sharing the same field. So just having a level of humility of hey, I'm one of y'all and you're one of mine, and I'm here to obviously add a lot of value. With that being said, I'm one of 11. So just being one of the guys, I think one of the best things to do is in the preseason, like get to know guys personally, like off the field, and yeah, just be humble and be yourself, and I don't know, not think that you're above anyone else just because you're an American quarterback. I would say that's the biggest thing I'm gonna make sure I do, and I hope that helps change the culture because no one wants an arrogant dude at the helm of that's leading the team, right? So that being one, and then two, just just really, letting them know that there's no secret to success. It's about attention to detail. It's about consistency. It's about making practice days, game days, in your mind. And so each and every day, I just hope that I bring a level of professionalism and intentionality to practices where, they just know that I'm about it each and every day. I mean, as a quarterback, you can't have a bad day, period.
Yeah.
Like, if you're throwing picks in practice, they ain't going to trust you. Right. So for me, there is no off switch. It's on all the time. And so if I have that standard for myself, then I'm gonna have that standard for my teammates. So I just want to focus on practice. I'm really excited to practice. I'm really excited for this preseason because if we can be an amazing practice team, I think we got a chance on Saturdays.
No, absolutely. And you really got to take it. You really got to take it step by step. And everything you just mentioned is fully true. And now it's like, again, they made steps from year 1 to year 2, no matter how big or small. Now, what's that next step look like? This next
Well, and
question,
what,
I'm not
and
going
what
to.
I what I said to my offensive coordinator as well, as I said, why can't we be the Washington Commanders?
Hey, yeah.
Right? They had the number 2 pick, went and got a quarterback, went and got a new head coach, DC, front office. Look at what they did. It's like at the end of the day, are we going to be bound by our last year's performance? Like, no. Like, this is a brand new team, brand new staff, and I'm excited for the newness. And I'm also excited that everyone's counting us out. Please, we have no pressure. Let's go.
No, I hear that too. And listen, you don't hate me for this. I'm part of that media that still kind of wants to see more free and throners, but obviously just talking and getting to know you too. Like, always excited to see one be proven wrong, but how guys develop and continue to play as well too. This next question. Now, I'm going to phrase this in a way. So I would say, what game are you looking forward to most? But obviously, the cliche term is the next game, and that's the only game that matters. Totally get it. In your conference, you have the Vienna Vikings, the Warsaw Panthers, Prague Lions, and then out of conference, you're playing the Surge, you're playing Madrid. I think you got Berlin in there, as well. So my question to you, instead of like what team you're looking forward to playing, what city are you excited to visit out of all those teams that you're going to be playing this year?
Well, I've heard Vienna is really gorgeous.
Same.
Um,
Never
so
been,
I'm
but heard a lot of great things about Vienna.
yeah, very excited for that. And I've heard the Surge has really good like home atmosphere, if I'm
If
not mistaken.
ano- yeah,
And then Madrid has 2 imports, a running back Nico and a slot
Nico
receiver
Barrow,
Jordy
yep.
that I played with
Jody,
in the
yep.
Monarchs. So I'm really excited to talk some shit to them.
Yeah.
Um, man, but I mean, I would say the Vikings just because they're the team to go through in our conference,
Yeah,
and yeah, if we can play against the best and be our best and make some noise, I think that's the most exciting game for me. For me last year, I absolutely loved playing against Potsdam.
yeah,
I love playing against the best. I got an opportunity to play against Clemson, and we didn't win the game, but it was my favorite college game that I ever played in because I played in at Death Valley in front of 80,000
yeah.
people, and I played
No
against
place
the
like
best.
college football.
Right, like I played against the best defense in college football that year. So for me, I think the whole point of why I'm still doing this is it's addicting to play against the best and see how you stack up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, and Throner fans, your quarterback, Brock Domann. Listen, I'm a fan. I'm excited to, training camp starting to kick up. Season starts 2 weeks earlier. I'm excited to get things rolling and obviously see your first game versus the Warsaw Panthers. I believe that's home against the in Hungary as well too. So, my last question here. You know, you and a special someone have something in common, and the ELF is about to be made aware of how much of a superstar you really are. So, talk to me about your experience going on commercial with Jared Goff?
Oh man. So it wasn't a commercial. It was a
Prank.
Red Bull it was a Red Bull YouTube prank. Um wow. I thought that those days had left me, so you brought it back up. Yeah, that was
Awesome
crazy,
experience though,
man.
man.
It was wild. It was a nightmare, and then it was really cool. So if you haven't looked up, for anyone that's watching, go look up Jared Goff prank video on YouTube.
I brought in an NFL quarterback. Come on up here, Jared.
And
Yeah.
I'm the quarterback that's getting pranked. And yeah, man, that was a tough day. I'm not gonna lie, that was a tough day for the kid, but we got through it and got to meet a professional quarterback, so it was cool.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, hey, brother, I appreciate you coming on. This has been great getting to talk to you a little bit. Obviously, learning a little bit about you and some of the stuff that I knew before. Excited to watch you play, man. A lot of GFL players in general have had success, in the ELF. Obviously, you're coming from one of the top teams and a good performer. I believe 24 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, almost 300 passing yards. Like, you balled out, man. I'm excited to see how that translate and to help grow and develop, this Enthroners team, you and Coach Wrigley. So, hey, I appreciate you coming on. I tell all my guests this won't be the last time we talk. We'll chop it up again sometime soon. But Enthroner fans, this is your quarterback. Slide into his DM, say hello, give him a warm welcome. But Brock, I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me on, man.